Hello there, welcome back to a weather update today. Right now, we are looking at a very severe cyclone storm. Yaas, of course, making a landfall later tonight, on one time, or tomorrow, or it's gonna make a landfall soon, anyways. And then we have two AOIs, area of interest in the Pacific, Eastern Pacific, and then also potential severe weather outbreak on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be timing all this out. And we also have a slight risk, actually, not to mention. So let's get right into it. So right now, looking at a very severe cyclonic storm Yaas right now, expected to make landfall very soon. And yeah, it's bringing some very heavy rainfall. And we'll see how we'll definitely see how this pans out. But right now, it's not looking good. With estimated winds of, I believe 70 knots. So yeah. So anyways, right now, look at the kind of uncertainty right now. It's around winds of around 70 knots. Expected strength to around 75 knots around 0Z, which is pretty soon. And then we have 60 as it makes landfall later. It's expected to still be at 75 knots, and then expected to weaken after that. Very dangerous situation. We're going to be seeing widespread rainfall up to maybe 200, 300 millimeters, possibly isolated areas, maybe even reaching 600 millimeters, which is a lot of rain to say the least. So, yeah. So anyways, right now, look at the Eastern Pacific right now. We have two area of interest right now. One of them is near zero. Both of them are near 0% in the next 48 hours, but the one to the far east, I believe, far east, it had 20% chance, and then the western area of interest had a 30% chance of development. So we'll be using this graphic today. If you like it, comment down below. And right now, looking at a slight risk across Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and then also Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Marginal risk across Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, New York, Pennsylvania, Idaho, and Oregon. Looking at day 2, we have an enhanced risk across Florida, Kansas, and also Nebraska. Then we have a slight risk across Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, Hampshire, Maine, and also for marginal risk across Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, small area of Colorado, and then New York, and Texas. Looking at day 3, looking at enhanced risk across Illinois, Arkansas, and also for Missouri, Kansas, and also Oklahoma and Texas. I mean, not slight risk for Texas. And then we have also for Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, marginal risk across Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, Wisconsin, Texas, Arkansas, and also Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. Anyways, right now, looking at day 1, right now we have 2% tornado, 15% significant hail, and 15% significant wind. So we'll be tracking this. We right now have a pretty dangerous thunderstorm across Texas, actually right now ongoing. We'll continue to track this, but yeah. So anyways, looking at day 2 right now, we're looking at day 1 of a potentially significant severe weather outbreak, and right now we have 5% tornado, 30% significant wind, 50% significant hail. So it's gonna be day 1. Day 2 of this potentially severe weather outbreak. Looking at much more concerning in my opinion. However, though, day 2 is day 1. I mean, for this is looking quite concerning still, and we'll track this going on to the future. Then looking at day 3, right now I have 30% significant probabilistic chance. And okay, we could be seeing a couple strong, maybe even significant tornadoes. And we also can't rule out widespread damaging winds, maybe some large hail as well. Very large hail. So we'll continue to track this, but this is what could occur on day 2 and day 3 is not going to be really looking matter. Especially tonight as well, though. Should be taking next 3 days still seriously if you're under any risk. Be able to be updated on watches and warnings and all that stuff, and yeah. So anyways, looking at the rainfall the next 3 days, right now we're looking at widespread totals of over an inch, really, stretching from the northeast all the way to the central plains, southern plains, maybe even parts of the northern plains. So right now heavy rain can't be ruled out, and we have actually a slight risk of excessive rainfall in the next 3 days. So anyways, for tonight right now we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall across Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, marginal risk across Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, maybe a small area in Nebraska actually, Kansas, Oklahoma, and also Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. Anyways, looking at day 2, we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall across Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa. Then we have marginal risk across South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, maybe a small area in Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, and also Texas. And then looking at day 3, we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall across Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, marginal risk across Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, maybe a small area of Nebraska as well. Anyways, right now, we're looking at severe weather outbreak potential on day 2 and 3, and we have very severe cyclonic storm Yaas, and yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting to see the least, but yeah.